Welcome. Thank you for being here. It's Friday, the 25th of October. It's been a long week away. Got home Wednesday morning. Was in Las Vegas at Biomed Expo, Alien Event, New Humanity Movement. It's a This is really bright. This it's a Also they bring in an alchemy training, different things that they do with alchemy, bringing in a new expansion into what we are and who we are and what we are and where we're going and what's happening in the universe and the world and all things. So I just wanted to jump on here real quick and kind of go through a little bit what we explored. I can't give you a deep dive into it. There is so much, but I'll give you a little rundown of what we explored and who was sharing, and might spark your interest into exploring even more. But before I do so, I actually was sitting here and asking spirit, what was wanting to come through at this time. And a lot of times I just will record or jot down, and a lot of times in this forum I just live channel or messages that are coming through. But as I was sitting here in silence, I was just hearing a message to jot down, so I just did so. And so as I was sitting here in silence, I heard what was wanting to come through today. And I warn you, some of these, my writings are not always legible, so bear with me. So it says, as spirit was coming through, was sharing with me codes of light and radiance of beingness as we gather in heart and song. Says that we vibrate out with magnitude multifold. Their harmonics of convergence together in heart and songs brings forth a new creational frequency of vibration and love. As we join together, it grows within the all of all that is, to be sung for all to hear and to feel throughout the cosmos. Be still in thy knowing of thyself. Be strong in the sovereignty of who and what you are in all realms, for the frequency of love reverberates throughout all cosmos and all realms of all existence across all planes of reality. Become one in the knowing of who you are in pure radiance of song and sound. Peace be with you, my loves. Peace be with you, my loves. Amen, amen, and amen. So that was just a quick little message that wanted to come through before I got started, and just kind of sets the field of what we are exploring all week long over in Vegas. I just want to give you a quick little rundown of what new frequencies were coming through, what new teachings, people that were sharing their vibrational knowledge of heart and song that were coming through. So we began on Thursday. This event goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a 4-day event. I always come in early on Wednesday, stay a few days later to integrate before I leave to go home. So we started with a beautiful prayer and, opening up energy into consciousness and gathering together. And then we went off with a talk from Dr. Stephen Ezra West. I don't know if any of you know him. He is a beautiful soul. I've listened to him speak once before, maybe twice before, at some of these events. And he brings in divine healing from source. It's a beautiful way that he does healing. So he talked about secrets of immortality, and integration into health, peace, and freedom. So that was a beautiful little message. And then we had a gentleman from UK that did a Zoom talking about the mud floods and Tartaria, the cyclical resets of our civilization. I don't know if any of you have any knowledge of Tartaria, any knowledge of the mud floods. It's a very fascinating subject and a lot of information. I've listened to several speakers on it and does a little bit of research, and it's very fascinating. If any of you have not learned about Tartaria, I urge you to learn about that. Then we had Stephen Kelly that talked about physics of healing, and he brought in some Christ consciousness and God codes with his healing as well. So that's really beautiful. A lot of healers like myself, we connect with Christ consciousness and God code, source code, and we open up space and create a healing platform for you to bring in your own source codes for yourself. So that was really beautiful. Then we had Sam Kiwatz. He does sacred geometry, and there's I've known him for several years. Him and his wife, they do sacred geometry jewelry. They teach sacred geometry. They do angelic blessings and readings. His wife does, Polly, and actually the sacred geometry necklaces that I hold here in the shop are from Sam, and he's been teaching for 25 years or so this topic. And so he was speaking on sacred geometry and the ancient wisdom of the modern living. So that was really beautiful. And then that evening we ended with I met Jerry Sargent from Star Magic, and we got to listen to his journey through his awakening journey, his trip to Alpha Centauri, and how he brings forth healing and his journey into where he's come today. And so that was a really beautiful energy talk, because as sometimes when we're in the field of these anybody, and I speak on this quite often, when we are radiating out our love and our frequency, even if you're not doing a healing, you are receiving healing codes from people. So as I'm speaking, you're hearing my soul tone come through. As other people are speaking, you're hearing their soul tone, and you're getting the healing frequencies from there and their love of heart and song. And then we went to the next day. We started with Ryan Belly. I don't know if any of you guys know Ryan Belly. It's Veli. You can find him. He's got a site, ryanbelly.com. He teaches many, many different things that he teaches, but he brings awareness to what's happening in the world. He did a talk on functional mushrooms, medicinal plants, how they help us and expand into a higher knowing of what we are. And then we listened to Brad Marcus, spoke about Anunnaki and their connections to the ancient world. And he brought in his knowledge in that aspect. And then we had Phil Wilson did therapeutic benefits from the infrared bed. I don't know if any of you use infrared. I've used it, and I have a face shield that I use the infrared that way. I've done it in tanning salons. My friend Heather, my beautiful, beautiful friend Heather that goes with me, her and I travel and do all these explorations into energy. She has one, and she has many different healing modalities that she has in her home, and she's bought in one of these infrared chambers that they sell, and they're small enough that you could have in your home. So that was very, very fun to see that once again. And then Shelly Nyes, she brought through some information about Valiant Thor and Venus. I don't know if any of you know anything about Valiant Thor, the teachings of Venus that have come through. I don't know this. I didn't listen to this talk, and I don't know this person or what they teach. I've learned a lot about Valiant Thor and a lot about the Venus teachings and knowledge and the beings that have come here through Rob Potter from Mount Shasta. He's a good friend of mine. And read his books, and read Raymond Keller has written many books. Him and Rob Potter do these books and stuff. So it's a lot of knowledge to integrate and learn. But if any of you have been drawn to learn about Venus, Rob Potter and Raymond Keller are a good resource for that. And this person here is Sheila Nyes that spoke, and she spoke on Valiant Thor as well. And then we had a speaker that talked to us that I got into. Heather and I both were able to get into a machine that was called a Therify. And I don't know if any of you know about the light bulb looking thing that's on the walls in the pyramids. I think it's in the I don't remember exactly which one it is. But anyways, so they have created a plasma frequency scalar technology healing bed that you use, that it has a not a vibrational plate, but it has a plate underneath for healing. And then it has these plasma bulbs, one at your feet and one at your head, and you lay here and the energy field radiates over you, through you, and around you, and brings the plasma field and frequency and vibration to generate healing within. So we listened to a lecture on how that all works, and it was absolutely fascinating how that whole technology works, bringing it in from ancient technology, alien technology, higher dimensional realms technology to facilitate healing. And I'll point out, a lot of these technologies that we find ourselves integrating into and learning about when we go to these biomed conferences, Heather and I really noticed that most of them are directed towards frequency, sound, song, higher dimensional frequencies of the higher realms that you are, and bringing that through to you through scalar technology. And I don't know if any of you know about what scalar technology is, but it is the frequency field that's able to penetrate all of your biofields. Your mental field, your emotional field, your physical field, your spiritual field, all of these different fields that we have around us, our auric field. This scalar technology through sound and song and frequency is the only way to penetrate all the way through those fields. Otherwise, we're really just working on a physical level. And we've jumped past that. We've moved past the physical realm. So many of us that call ourselves healers, we've moved into the quantum world of healing and stepped out of the physical healing. When we can tap into higher dimensional realms of what we are and pull into past lives, future lives, just in all dimensions, and bring forth the trueness of what we are, then we're working in a whole different spectrum of reality in different planes. And so we've kind of jumped past the physicalness of just, my skin. My skin is not me. It is the housing, it is the vessel, it is the temple that houses and holds my song field, my soul field, my vibrational frequency of love. But it is the housing, and that's why it's so important to keep this body healthy, and all the frequencies that are around it, everything that I put in my body, everything that is around my body, the clothes that I wear, the people I interact with, the music I listen to, the foods, the drinks, the the thoughts, my mindset, my heart set, everything is of high vibrational frequency to keep this entirety of pureness of song of the higher realms. And then we went into alien ET and reverse engineering. I didn't listen to that lecture, but we talk a lot in these things about, a lot of there's 4 conference rooms. So we're rotating in these different things. Some of these we don't get to listen to. We have to catch them on their YouTubes later. So they talk a lot about AI technologies and, is this, and benefiting us? Is it not benefiting us? How has it benefited us? How has it set us back? How has it taken us back away from the source of what we truly are? Or is it expanding us into a higher knowing of what we are? So these are all these little debates that we have in these forums. And there's always, at the end of the evening, there's always a panel with all of the healers up, and we have all these discussions. We had Chris O'Connor that went over his SSP, his time in Saturn, Moon, and Milmus. He had gone to of Milmus that he'd gone. He's another divine being that's been traveled to other planetary bodies, that has been in the secret space program and gone to different planets and have come back and have memories of this. And I don't know where any of you guys sit on that knowledge of believing. I don't believe in belief. It's either you know it or you don't know it. So then we had Eric Dadmer. He's one of the founders of the Biomed Conference, and he's a beautiful, kind. He was talking about liver detox. So important to be bringing forth healing through our body. We got to cleanse out what's not serving us spiritually, physically, emotionally, all of that stuff. And then we do that a lot here at my crystal shop, and the healing practices that we do here is we're moving off what's not serving you to bring in what is serving and what your divine soul wants to create through you. But to do that, we have to pull off and let go of what's not serving us. Nothing is good or bad, but there is times that we've been hanging on to, say, emotional baggage that's no longer serving us. And that emotional baggage creates disease within our body. And so that is the detoxing of all things out of our body. Then we went back to Stephen Kelly, and he talked about quantum computers and quantum entanglement. Once again, back into a conversation of the quantum reality. Where can we go from here? We are not just this body. We are in this quantum universe. We are in this entanglement of multiverse, all happening at one moment at all time. You got the past, the present, the future, and all these other lifetimes happening in one moment, in one breath. And that's why we come into the knowing of loving all things, because we have been and are all things. So he talked about the quantum computers and the quantum entanglement. And then we had Dr. Jeff Gross talked about regenerating yourself. And that's super, super important. Back to the liver detox and back to the detoxing and cleansing off what's not serving you. Regenerating our fields, all of our fields, not just the physical field, all of our fields. So he talked about that. And then we had Michael Dignam. He did the Tesla healing powers from an EMF machine. I don't know if you guys know about the Rife machines and different things like that. There's different technologies out there that do biofeedback, cleansing, clearing, and healing. I use biofeedback with my scalar technology that I use here. This is called a unification orb. Along with that, I also get biofeedback healing 3 times a day with this. And this radiates song and sound through scalar technology. This is my unification orb. If anybody wants to learn more about it, it's very affordable to have into your home. I've got 2 of them, and I use them with my clients and throughout my home and my shop. And then we had Brad Olson. Brad Olson was talking about I can't even say it. He was talking about Antarctica and on the new discoveries of Antarctica. He did a piece on I don't remember what show it was on, but anyways, a couple years back, he was talking about his explorations into Antarctica and wrote a book and all that type of stuff. So he's got a lot of knowledge to share. And so if you ever get a chance to jump on to Brad Olson's page on YouTube or find him somehow and learn about his technology or his knowledge, excuse me. And then we had Ocean Sky. She is a divine being that was doing healing and bringing in angelic healing. So she was a beautiful soul. I got to meet her in a healing session. Didn't get to listen to her lecture, but she was in with Heather and I when we joined in with Jerry Sargent on a healing session. And then we had panels that were speaking and sharing their knowledge so that the audience could ask questions. We did the healing session with Jerry Sargent and transcending all limitations. And then Hans Dietrich, he talked again about the Dropa and the legends of the Dropa and the Buddha and the connections with Sirius. I didn't get to listen to this lecture, but I've watched his lecture last year. Got to know him last year. Watched 2 of his lectures, I think, last year. And find him on Facebook or find him on YouTube, Hans Dietrich. He's got beautiful, beautiful knowledge. He has spent a lifetime learning about all different modalities and lived over in Budapest and was fortunate to learn those modalities. And then we had Teresa Morris. She talked about alien and AI reverse engineering once again. And then we went to another day. We had Stephen Kelly talking about the secrets of the Santa Monica mountain bunker. I didn't get to listen to that lecture, but he shared some knowledge about the Santa Monica bunkers. And so if you want to find him, I'm sure you can find him somehow. His name's Stephen Kelly, and get that knowledge. Dr. Robert Young wasn't able to attend. He actually had gotten into a car accident, but he was going to chat on solutions to radiation and chemical pollution. So you find him, Dr. Robert Young. I got to know him last year. I've listened to him talk several times, and he's got amazing knowledge. And listen to his stuff. He's a beautiful soul. And then we listened to Yuri Lee. She talked about healing with time travel and past lives. And she is a moon goddess that brought through some knowledge of Amarita muscaria, the mushroom that's helping for awareness and expansion. So she was bringing through some knowledge about microdosing with that and helping that awaken your expansion of knowing and bringing forth healing, because that brings about healing as well. So if you're ever interested in that, look her up. Her name was Yuri Lee. And so she's got a lot of knowledge pertaining to that. And we weren't going to do into this this healing session, but we were guided and brought into this this Shinto master. His name is Benton Ryer, and we went through a beautiful healing session. And to my knowing that I had a archonic attachment down my spine that was like a octopus or kind of a snake with limbs attaching to my spine, which is, we were able to, through this healing session, we were able to identify it and pull it off. And talking to him afterwards, he showed me pictures of what it looked like. We found and described what it looked like and felt like. We found pictures of what it looked like. And it was just like an energetic kind of a mechanical, octopus going down my spine. And I found it quite out, and he shared with me that it had been there since birth, that I was born with it. And I found it quite interesting because, I've been through many, many challenges in my life. I've got quite the story of, I've had 8 concussions. I've had 10 surgeries, many very horrific surgeries. I had cervical cancer when I was 26. I've had brain surgery, neck surgery. And when I shared with him, how we were taking it off was out the back of my skull, and opening up my skull. And I shared with him after, that in my brain surgery, that was where that was opened up. And I looked up a picture of what my dura AV fistula looked like, and matching those pictures up together, they were almost identical. The energetic attachment and the physical attachment that was taken off several years ago, that brought me into the awareness of who I am, and my, I wouldn't say NDE, but I guess NDE, not near death. Like, I didn't go past and see a light, but I have a knowing after I woke up, and healing, that I was somewhere else and talking to beings and stuff. But anyways, looking at both of those pictures, energetically and physically, what is happening on a spiritual level is physically affecting our bodies on a physical level. And that was very, very eye-awakening, empowering, and exciting for me, because of all the different things that I've been through in my life. I really shouldn't be here, but I am, and I know that, there was always something hovering over me, siphoning my energy. I've been to several different healers and stuff, and no one's ever identified that. And now that it's finally removed, I'm able to walk into even a higher knowing of trueness of who I am. And so I'm excited for that. I'm super, super excited for that. I'm so grateful that I've had so many angelic beings that have protected me my whole life. Divinely protected, so I could be where I am today. But he does esoteric Sumi Shinto healing. And I've been guided to research and learn another shamanic technique to mold into my now Peruvian shaman techniques that I use. And they've been guiding me to learn other ways. And so this was very, very empowering. And this path is probably my next path of shamanic techniques to bring through and integrate into what I already am. And also the teachings of Jerry Sargent. I've been following him for several years with Star Magic. A lot of his meditations and frequencies and things of that nature, but I've never actually done the training, and was guided to actually move forward with that. And so I'm just started working on that as well. And then we went into Crystal Conrad, talked about vibrational healing. And again, back into vibration and frequency and radiating out the trueness of what we are, to become the highest loving of all that is. When we radiate from the source of all creation, the true love frequency into all reality, all realms, and all things, then it just flows out of us. Then we went into brain health. Joshua Bailey was talking about brain health. And we went to Brad Luter. Brad Luter was talking about UFOs and different things of that nature. And so that was really fun to explore with him. And then we went into more panels. We talked about more different things, questions, functional wellness panel. We talked about how all of these modalities that we were sharing, how they were coming in and how we could move into a higher frequency as unity and singular. And then the next day we went into talks about transhumanism with Ryan Velli and talked about that. That was a really special and uplifting talk. It had a lot of information. It can scare some people, but really, the awareness is key of where we move forward in frequency and song and sound. And then we went into Eric Dadmir was talking more about the extra land beyond the Antarctics, and the knowledge there, and Antarctica and things that we're not aware of. So looking into that information. We went back into Dr. Stephen Ezra West, and he talked about regeneration through hormones and igniting your regeneration of who you are through bringing through your hormonal balances. And then we went back with Teresa Morris, and we talked about Roswell UFOs and encounters and that knowledge. And then Dr. Robert Young went back through some chemical radiation and the pollution, how to rid your body of that, detox your body with that. We do a lot of that detoxing of the radiation and things like that with salt and different techniques. We use that here in the shop. I have salt baths that I create, charge them with the frequency machine, and the recipe itself I obtained about a year and a half ago from one of these conferences from Dr. Sandra Michael, who created the EES system, another frequency scalar technology that vibrates through all of your biofields that creates healing. And so she is a divine being that created these box frequency things that you can sit and allow their frequencies to move through you. And so she had created these special concoction or recipe for detoxing your body from chemicals. And that's the concoction that I use here in the shop that I have created, and didn't put different scents and flowers and aromas with it. And then we went into, we had a lady named Michelle Jewsbury, and she talked about empowering yourself into bringing out your business potential. And so that was a very informative lecture. I enjoyed that. And then we went back into a panel and talked again about what we had shared, what we had learned together, and where to go from there. Where does the New Humanity movement go? Where do we move into the higher knowing of who we are with all of that knowledge, all that we bring forth into ourselves, and where do we want to go? That's really the question. It's not really where do we go, but where do you want to go? Each individual gets to radiate their frequency of love and vibration however they choose. And so as you are drawn to these different modalities of healing, these different technologies of frequency to bring forth your knowing and your own vibratory pureness of song and sound, you can, it really doesn't matter. The knowledge that I get from source, from creator, is that it doesn't matter what you choose. If it resonates for you, then do it. If that feels good for you, then do it. We just vibrate, there is no wrong turn. I go back to the Chicana, which is the Peruvian cross, and the Chicana and the teachings of the Chicana and all the different points on it and the levels of what all those points mean. And in the center of it is a whole. And the center of it is source, creator, God, you. And as you know, when you're looking at this thing, you're looking at it flat, but actually, as we teach this, you're actually standing in the whole, and the Chicana is around you, and all these different points of reality are all these and knowings and knowledges and expansion and how we move through this realm is, you know, on these points, but really it's all around you. And it really doesn't matter what way you move or turn. Every point and turn always comes back around to the center, which is you, your divine source of creator, creation, love of all that is. You are the divine. You are the soul spark that is meant to be here. So no, there is no wrong turn. There is no wrong modality for you. There is no wrong frequency for you. If you are radiating love, abundance, joy, it's just it just is. It just is a perfect vibration and frequency. And so that's what they share with me. I know, you know, a lot of my channelings, a lot of my uh, codes that come through, my light language, all comes back to the heart, to song, to sound, to connecting to self, connecting to your heart, radiating out, you know, bringing in your divine spark, all these different things, because their one most important message is being in connection, in oneness with self, with source of all that is, with every divine being and every divine beauty in everything. When I'm connected to my higher self, my higher love, my higher soul, my higher heart, when I'm connected within, that radiates outward, and I'm connected to all, every plant, every body, every animal, every building, every universe, every galaxy, every being, every spark of creation that is emanating throughout all things. And so that they really are, you know, keep giving the same message over and over, because going within to our own heart song so it can radiate out in pureness is of great importance. And they share so much divine love for all beings, everyone they share so much love with, and it's sometimes absolutely overwhelming, but so beautiful. So I just wanted to share all of that with you, all of my not knowledge, but my excitement, my learnings. There was so much to integrate and bring in, so many different technologies that were there. I want to say, I think my favorite was the Therify. It was top for me. I really loved it. Would love to bring one into my shop. It's rather expensive and it needs a room of its own. So my manifestation for myself and my business and creation of all that is around me is radiating out a larger space, a grander space, so that I can help and expand my love in my knowing, so that others can integrate that into their life. So I thank you for sharing and listening to all of that knowledge, or all of that learning. And let's quiet ourselves for just a moment and see if there's any messages or codes that wish to come through. They're sharing with me at this moment that they wish to embrace all with a blessing. As I connect to my highest of love, light, and song and sound from all frequencies of realities and realms of all existences. They are expressing through me. We are welcoming you and all beings into a higher knowing of you. As we radiate into the realms of the all, a blessing of love, of thy beingness of all things. We welcome you into a blessing of heart, song, from the creator creation of all that I am to all of you. Inigone stera, Arakiston ona stera, Arana gona stera, Ayero Kodana stera. Anikone eine oreni skarara kotis de kutis didna ora tekara kosidanatis de. They are expressing that they are in divine love with you. You are of pure radiance of song and sound, and we are of much pleasing upon you. We bless thee in love. We bless thee in song. From the frequency of realms, unseen to the man. May they pour over into you. I don't want to as we radiate our love unto you. May you radiate your love unto another. They're saying that we are free to vibrate to the highest. They are celebrating. Araka Kotisana, Nakarakusana, Narakashikiri, Kursana, Arakatukushina, Nakara, Karakakures, Nakarakakuresana, Rekiti Shikoran, Skirakarakatana, Arakatukutu, and then Nakarakakutu, and Gish, Kurukota, Arakuji, needed a garden, Karakarichi, Karakarichi, and then Nikara, Arakita, Kotana, Grishi, the Kotana, Chiraka, Karakakana, Arakiko, Artisanana, Arakika, Artisanana, Arakiko, Artisanana, Karakachika, what an Arakachina, Arakina, Arakatina, Watersanana, Arakos and Arachiko, Skiddes, Kurgos, Skiddes, Skiddes, Kotisata, Arakashika, Ocean, and Arakis, and the Nates, Kurasta, Arachitra. Arachkustana, Arakustana, Tuchana, Akatukas, Kutana, Kakuchana, Akakuchit, Ridana Gonana, Arishkunana, Gareskara, Gordon is the Arakashina, Diriskra, Arikirogra, Arichkrogra, Arachikutas, and Akarikorogan is Stara, Arakrishna Kutaskara, Karakashkorogan, degrees. And again, they say, "Peace be with you, my loves. Peace be with you, my loves." Korotisana, Arajishkuna, Arajishkuna. Amen, amen, and amen. Oridicida no quartera, Regishkuru quartera, Radichino Gritch, the quartera, Arigon, and Ericatana, Arakishkur Oceana, Are. They are radiating such heart outward towards you, and they were I couldn't slow it down long enough to tell you what they were saying. But as they were bringing in codes of light, they were bringing them in for you to integrate into you and your frequency and vibration, and to allow it to be as it is. They constantly, they said to take the mind out, take your mind out. Think with your heart. Take the mind out. It distorts the frequency of the song and sound of what you are, when the thinking of the allowance of to radiate through your heart with pureness of song and sound is the pureness of you. Did you go to the na? Are I just gonna go to the each gonna? As we all radiate with pureness, the planetary body of which you reside will be of harmony, of love and song. The things of you of not like radiate of love and song towards it. We do not judge, think of what is or what is not. We just radiate love towards it and allow it to be as it is. For they're saying you are of not knowing what is of reality and what is of not bringing upon you to move you from your heart song. To not take that in, to radiate your pureness of song outward. And they're saying that is the purpose of removing the head, removing the mind, the thought, the form of it. Becoming a purity of communion together, of heart song. And there you will be. There you will be. If you radiate out your heart, there you will be. We are of thinking. We are of thinking upon you. They said we are thinking of upon you for laying the way. What I said, for there is much to come. What is didst? What is didst? We thank you. 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 Give me a minute. My heart is racing and pulsating outward. um, I thank you for joining in with me. I thank you for being a divine spark into this realm and the next. I wish many blessings upon you. And as always, if you wish to join with me in your own private session, your own private messages, or any healing practices, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. My website is Palmos, PALMOS, crystals.com. You can also find me on YouTube or sorry, excuse me, not YouTube, but you can obviously you can find me on YouTube, but you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at aurachakravibe, AURA chakra vibe, and I share a little bit there, share a little bit about what I do here in the crystal shop. And you're always welcome to come in the shop. We've got tons of crystals and fun explorations into divine connection. And if you'd like to learn more about sound and frequency and love to bring that into your home and into your life, give me a call. Love to be able to share with you. I'm not a part of this company. I use this. They're my friends. And I just move this information along to everybody that would love to share with it about the unification orb. It's through My Conscious Wellness. They're a beautiful company, beautiful souls that created this technology and came through from the higher dimensional realms to bring through song and sound and frequency to all of us in our own personal lives so that we can utilize these technologies in an easier way and a more passive way to allow frequency and vibration to move through us. So have a very blessed day. And I hope this was informational, inspiring. If anyone else wants to learn more about the things that I shared, I'm glad to talk with you about it. But go out and do some research on the beautiful beings that brought through their lectures and their technologies. I gave you a bunch of names to look up and some fun stuff. So enjoy. Have a good day.